Hello, everyone. Welcome to She Showed Up. Today we have with us Apeksha Godre. Hi, Apeksha.
Hi, Sony. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure to have you here, Apeksha. Now, you took a bold step of quitting your corporate career, and it takes a lot of guts to put your well being before the comfort of a monthly salary. So,
Yeah.
why did you actually make that decision?
Yeah. So I think, like every middle class Indian kid who has studied engineering, I also dreamt of working for top clients, working in top MNCs, having a good salary, and all of that. And slowly, as I was moving up the corporate ladder, I could see that, I could achieve the success criteria as set by the society. So I was able to move up. I became a product manager, and still there was some lack of fulfillment, and I was not happy from within, because I thought that after doing all this, which is expected out of me, happiness is surely going to follow. But it did not follow. So that's when I started contemplating that, is it what is expected out of me, and is it what my life is all about? So then I started thinking that what makes me feel alive, what makes me feel happier. And then I started, like, along with my work, when it became too much, I started traveling on the weekends. And I felt that traveling made me feel more alive. Creativity or art made me feel more alive. So I started doing that on the weekends. But on the work front, as my work was going on, I started feeling a block in my mind, because I was no longer enjoying whatever I was doing. I was also, kind of every morning I would feel so lost and directionless, basically, that where my life is heading to. And I was very tired of whatever small things that, a work brings to. So maybe a small thing like a stand up meeting or any client call or anything. So all of these things kind of, started bothering me, and I started feeling there's no meaning to all of these things, basically. So that's when I felt that, I have to choose something that is going to make me happy internally. I didn't want to lose myself while I was doing the work that was expected out of me, basically. So that's when I started thinking on the lines of taking a longer break for my corporate career and doing something that makes me feel happy. So I thought over it for almost like 12 months. And then I thought about finances and everything, because you can't just take a plunge like that. And that's when I thought that, let me take this, let me try it out, let me try a new way of living, basically. So that's when I thought that this is a good move to make.
That's really nice. Now, you said it took you 12 months. Now, if you look back, what were the signs that you ignored which led you to this ultimate step?
Yeah. So I think there was no specific thing that I could point out to, but there were a lot of things that were happening mentally, emotionally, and physically as well. So I was no longer enjoying the work that I used to excel in. Like, I was doing well in the job. It was not that I was not able to work whatever my responsibilities were. It was that I was not feeling that that is making me fulfilled and that is making me feel alive. So it also started manifesting in terms of physical symptoms like headaches, stomach aches, backaches, like all of these things started happening. And I was not able to figure out why it is happening. Like, despite having a good sleep, despite having a good routine, I was not feeling, fresh, and not feeling energetic or looking forward to the day, basically. So that's when I felt that something is wrong, and I should probably delve more into what is my purpose of life. So that's when I thought that, this is not something that you can do for a longer time, because existing versus thriving and living were two different things. And that's when I realized that this is not the way that I want to live forever. So, like, emotionally also, I used to feel stuck. I was not looking forward to the weekends. Like, weekends are something that someone looks to relax and all, but it was all spent in anxiety, anxious for, Mondays, and for all the work that is happening. And the body was tired, basically, mind and body were tired. So I think that's how I felt that something is wrong. Not one particular thing, but overall everything felt not right.
Fine. But after quitting, suddenly it becomes very silent. You stop
Yeah.
getting calls, and
Yeah.
you don't have any meetings scheduled. And
Yeah.
suddenly your calendar is completely empty. No calls,
Correct.
nothing. So
Correct.
sometimes panic sets in. So, how did you deal with that? phase?
Yeah, very rightly said. This happened with me also. As soon as I quit, my last working day got over. I think for the initial 2 to 3 weeks, I was just sleeping basically. I was trying to get my body recovered from the all the lost sleep, and because the body was tired, right? So I think for 2 to 3 weeks, I spent well in resting. But once that reality of not having a job, not having a salary, not having a routine came to like reality, then it was like that, what am I even doing? Like, is it the right thing to do? I started questioning myself because everybody around me, my friends and everybody, were going to job. They had a schedule, they had a manager to ask them updates and all, and I suddenly had nothing. And I had worked in corporate for almost a decade, so that was the life that I was used to, like working, meetings, and having a fixed routine basically. That was not there. So then I thought that maybe I should start doing some part-time job. So that's when I joined a travel company. Like, I thought that I'll travel on the weekends and still work for this travel company for 4 to 5 hours a day, and that's how I thought that I will remove that fear of I don't have a job anymore, because I think we have been conditioned very deeply that if you're not productive, if you or the idea of being busy is being productive. So if you are just resting, then maybe you're doing nothing basically. And that is something that we are not comfortable, even for our own selves. We are not comfortable. The idea of resting basically is not something that people encourage. So I also had that fear, and then I joined this travel company for 5 to 6 months. I think I worked as a part time. I used to create itineraries as a sales rep, basically. So I was getting very less amount in that job. Like, it was just a pocket money kind of a salary. But I still felt that, it was fulfilling than whatever my corporate job was. And but after that also, like, I felt that job is a job at the end of the day, even the part time job. And I was not being true or doing justice to the reason that I had taken a break. So then I was like, I do not have to keep a plan B. Like, this part time job is a plan B. And when you have plan B, you take lesser risks. So then I was like, I have to fully plunge into traveling full time and doing whatever makes me happy. So then I was like, there's no, trying half heartedly. So then I quit that job as well, the travel sales job, and then I continued traveling full time. And that's when I realized the true, power of prioritizing your own self for the entire day. I didn't have any calendar, no meeting, nothing scheduled. And every morning I could get up and plan the day as per my way. If I want to go and see a sunrise trek, I can do that. If I want to do a sunset view, I can do that. Like, anything, everything is in my control. Nothing is dictated by anybody else in my life. And that freedom is also very important to experience in life.
Definitely. And you know what? Sometimes women, especially working women, we associate our identity with the designation that we hold or the job that we hold. So getting
Absolutely.
dissociated from that is absolutely necessary for us to identify who we are, what we want at the
Absolutely.
core.
Yeah. Like, having this, fancy LinkedIn title, or on paper, a very perfect career. All of that was something that was a dream at some point in time. And as women, like, being financially independent, getting and reaching those ranks, it's a different level of hard work. A little bit more for women, basically, in India. So after reaching that, when you have to dissociate your identity with whatever you have built over the years, with all the hard work and all the recognitions that you have achieved, it is definitely a difficult thing to do. It's not easy to let go of whatever you have achieved, and your identity is very much tied up with your work when you prioritize work so much in your life.
But it is a very welcome change. And you mentioned about financial independence. Now, that is definitely very critical because no matter what you do, if you're not financially independent, you are still under some other person's rules and governance
Yeah.
and all. So,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
did you manage to balance between financial independence and your quitting the job?
Yeah, so I think financially, having the safety net is very, very important. I do not believe in reckless decisions when it comes to finances. And, like, nobody should think of bravery as recklessness as well. It should be properly planned whenever you are, taking such a big decision that that might have months together of no income. Then you have to plan it strategically and properly. So that's how I also planned. I sat down and took 6 months of my expenses, calculated whatever 6 months of my expenses are there. When I felt ready enough that I have saved that much, and it included the basic expenses plus some buffer for any medical emergency or anything, because those are life and the circumstances. It can happen to anybody anytime. So I saved up for that, and when I was feeling comfortable enough that yes, now I can take that decision, so that's when I quit. So there was no impulsive decisions taken. And that's how I think I was able to survive for this long break. Because if you do not have that financial cushion, then it becomes very difficult. And that's another stress that gets added basically. So all this time I was, like I said, I did take up this part-time travel sales job. And also I am an artist, so I do wall art, painting, like creating fridge magnets, resin art, clocks, and all of these things. So I would also participate in these local flea markets in the mountains wherever I was traveling. I would search for the local markets and put up my stall there, and also sell whatever my creativity pieces were. So I think that gave me a different perspective of you don't have to necessarily slog out 9 to 5 to money. You can actually do other things also, which may not be paying as much, but you feel that you are living a rich life, like in terms of the experiences and with the small financial cushion that you have. I think that makes it calmer and less, with less stress you can take that break. So
I
yeah.
agree. You need to live a fulfilling life rather than just running behind money and chasing some title.
Yeah,
So I completely
absolutely.
understand. Now, during this time, who showed up for you when you had doubts or you felt that you should go back to the same corporate life? So, someone who was there to encourage you to follow your passion?
I think first of all, I would like to say that like my father was very supportive of the idea of me taking that break. And because for women in India, going solo traveling and taking that break, you know uh, um, especially for an unmarried woman, it's a big decision. So I think my father supported my decision all through, and he could see how kind of my life went before the quitting and after the quitting. So he was happy to see me happy basically. Yeah, I think there were a lot of friends also who constantly supported my decision whenever I was in doubt or any kind of fear driven decisions whenever I was making. I think I always had this strong support of all my friends, who kind of encouraged me to continue doing and continue finding my path and my happiness. They kept telling me that it's your journey, you don't have to compare with anybody else, you don't have to answer society that why you are doing this, why you're taking break, because everybody kind of tries to fit in their idea of success and their idea of life to you. So you get confused as well when you start choosing yourself. You are like, are you doing the right thing, or why is the majority of other society doing something else? So when you take something unconventionally, I think you have to keep the courage to stick by your decision, and that's when all your support system comes into play. So there are a lot of people, even the travelers whom I met. So I met amazing travelers and amazing homestay owners and volunteering organizations, because all this while I was also volunteering at different places, at different homestays and hostels. They all encouraged me, very safe environment they created for me to work there, stay there for a long time and all of that. And I also ran a cafe in Spiti Valley. So there, I think I was working for a like non-profit organization. So that also kind of encouraged me to do something real and on ground. So that helped me.
That's nice. But now, when you look back, is there anything that you have learned, like in retrospect, that what you could have done differently, or how to navigate the corporate career to avoid this burnout, or just avoid this whole situation?
Yeah. So I think for us, we are taught a lot to optimize our careers. Like, you do this degree, get this job, get study in this university. All these type of advices are there. But when it comes to optimizing your lives in terms of happiness, being happy, your idea of happiness, nobody is taught that type of things. So that is what you learn along the way, and as you mature in life, that is how you understand what makes you happy as an individual. So I think whenever we feel lost, whenever we are feeling that, this is something that is not working for me, then we should take a pause. Like I kind of also associated my existence with the identity of the job that I was doing. And I kind of made it the whole and sole purpose of my life. And probably that's why, that burnout and all happened, because I was not prioritizing the other aspects of my life, which were apart from work, that made me happy. Maybe the creativity aspect, travel, art, whatever, it came after I was burned out. So I think if I can go back, I would want to, continue doing things that I enjoy, consciously make time for things that I enjoy, like not wait for, one imaginary day when I will be able to, do things that I like or which are my passion. You should not wait for that. You should include these things consciously in your work schedule, in your life schedule, and just prioritize them as much as you prioritize any work deadline or any, any presentation or anything. We should prioritize that also. So when we do that, I think it creates a balance between, your happiness and your job that is there to pay the bills and all. So yeah, that way I think I
Yeah.
would want to balance it properly, much better way.
Yeah, very well said. That's absolutely what is required. Now, what is
Yeah.
one message that you would like to give to someone who is struggling at work or on the verge of burnout?
Yeah, so I think I would want to tell them that if you are confused, if you are lost, if you don't know where your life is taking you to, do not feel scared, do not feel, that do not panic. Basically, that's the right way to go about it. When you are scared and lost and confused is when you get clarity about what you want to do next in your life. Till the time you keep on going in an autopilot mode of, just working for your deadlines, for your goals and whatever it is, you will not sit with yourself and ask this question that, what is it that you really want to do in your life. So that is where I feel that anybody who is struggling with this kind of confusion or being stuck in their corporate jobs, they should just sit and allow themselves basically to take that pause. And you should not feel guilty. It should be absolutely unapologetic pause that, you deserve rest, your mind deserves rest, your body deserves rest. You work so hard all the other days, so it's okay to take a break, it's okay to take a pause. And it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to, kind of take a break of years or months together and quit their jobs, but between their work schedules, prioritize small breaks for your own self, where you do things that you connect well with, whether it is connecting with your family, whether it's photography, art, travel, whatever it is, like whatever you enjoy, you should prioritize that, and do not feel guilty about taking rest or giving some peace for your body and mind. So I think that is what I would like to say.
That's really beautiful. So it's not just about work life balance, but it's about self prioritization also, and finding things that make you actually feel happy doing. So
Yes,
thank you
yes,
so much,
absolutely.
Apeksha. It was lovely talking to you and very insightful, and how to pursue what actually gives you happiness. Thank you so much, Apeksha.
Thank you so much, Soni. Thank you for bringing up my story.
Thank you.